Hey guys, Chuck Quinton here, founder of RotarySwing.com. I want to talk about a very commonly misunderstood part of the golf swing, and that is how you clear your hips and what they're really supposed to be doing at impact. The reality is at impact, your hips are effectively, should be almost stopping. If you look at the case of Rory McIlroy as an example, his hips stop and actually go backwards. That's the most powerful way to release it, but that's pretty complicated for the average guy. So let's just talk about what we want you to do. The problem with your release right now is with your hip movement is one of two things typically. You're either not moving your hips at all, like most high handicappers, and just throwing your arms at it so you look like this coming down, or you're continuing to move them too much and not getting posted up. Both cause huge problems in the swing. If you're moving your hips too fast and pushing truly hard from the right side, which is what I'm going to talk about today, that causes you to lose your posture. Now, what do I mean by that? At address, and hopefully at impact, you've got a spine angle here, but most amateurs look like this. Now, how do I create this thrusting movement of my pelvis moving forward that's causing me to lose my spine angle, which causes the club to be off plane? Well, the only way you can do that is to be pushing from your right leg will move your hip into the ball. That's how you lose your posture. If you stop moving from this and you pull with the left side, your left oblique, to pull your hip out of the way, watch what happens to my spine angle. What happened to it? Well, it either stayed exactly the same as it was, or it increased. It's all where you move from. That's why Rotary Swing Tour is different. We teach you where to move your body from that creates the proper positions instead of just saying do this or do that. If you knew how to do it, you wouldn't need a golf instructor. We're going to tell you exactly how to do it, how to get into these right positions, how to stop losing your posture, and how to post up at impact so that you can get a proper release. So I'm going to take a look at this preview of this bonus video I'm going to show you here in just a sec. It's going to help you understand how to get posted up, how to release the club, and where all this power is really coming from in the swing. Hopefully click like down below if you like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot more content coming out really soon. We put out new content all the time. At the end of this preview video, click the link down in the description or the one you'll see up on the screen. It'll take you to a full video and a chance to sign up completely for free for 50 more bonus videos just like this that are going to teach you the truth about the golf swing. When it comes to having a powerful and efficient golf swing, it's really important that we start dynamically loading these muscle fibers that we're recruiting to build club head speed. And when we look at the downswing and really the transition of the golf swing, when the club is transitioning from going this way, going back, to going this way, coming down, really what we're trying to do is start moving back toward the target before the club finishes the backswing. And it's because of this dynamic timing of the swing, and it's something that most amateur golfers never ever feel right, and they try to manipulate and create this goofy movement where like, okay, I know I'm supposed to start the downswing before my club finishes going back, so they kind of do this kind of stuff and try to time it incorrectly. You can't manipulate that kind of stuff. It's not going to work very well. So what I want you to do is have a better visual picture in your head of what this movement is before we get into the specifics of how we're going to do it in the golf swing. Think about it this way. If you were going to throw a ball, you'd be really good at this already. You've done this before, to where as you started going back, you're shifting your weight, your arm's starting to kind of glide back. And then as you start to shift forward, notice that as I'm doing this, I'm taking that step. What's my arm doing? It's actually loading this way. You instinctively know how to do this. If you've ever thrown anything, what you're doing is you're stretching these muscles using the stretch shortening cycle to load these muscles more powerfully dynamically by getting them to stretch further, which is what we want to do in the golf swing. So as I start to step forward, that's when my arm's actually going back. So as I'm doing this, now my chest is really stretched, and as I start to wind forward, it's got this extra stretch in it that's going to produce a lot of speed, but it's free speed. It's effortless speed, because all I'm doing is taking advantage of the stretch shortening cycle where the muscle fiber stretches and then it wants to spring back into position. You want to take advantage of that because your body does this for you. It's in your DNA that when you stretch a muscle really quickly, all of a sudden it wants to spring back really quickly. Another way of thinking about this is jumping. If you were going to jump up and touch something as high as you could, you wouldn't go down, stop, hang out here for a second, chill out, think about it, and then try to jump up there. How would you jump? You'd go down dynamically, and and spring back up, you do it very quickly. The same is true in the swing. You're taking advantage of the stretch shortening cycle in your muscles, and you need to do that in the golf swing. The problem is in the golf swing, instead of focusing on moving our core, which is where this stretch shortening cycle needs to happen, so many golfers focus on moving just from their arms and hands, and they never get this movement right. So I'm gonna set the club down, I'm gonna focus on doing it without the club and start moving my body correctly. So now